Guys, we have some great news. The distinguished Dr. Anthony Fauci said that there would be no need for a national lockdown because, oh boy, we're doing such a great job. Okay, no, not really. He said that there would be no need for national lockdowns. All we need to do is just adhere to everything that he has to say. And he gave this during an interview with CNN, Mr. Jake Tapper, the wonderful journalist he is, earlier today. But before we get to that, we have to see the fact that there is people on Biden's projected staff who kind of want a 6-week lockdown. Now, based on the previous video that I had, does that mean that they want to build back better in order to perform a great reset? Maybe. I don't know. I'm still liking to float that idea out there for you guys to make up your own decision. A top advisor to President-elect Joe Biden floated the possibility of shutting down the U.S. economy for several weeks to help contain the coronavirus. You know, that virus that has a 50% death rate, and everybody has had it, and we've all lost family members because of it. Right. Dr. Michael Osterholm. Oh, he's a doctor. Therefore, he knows everything. I don't need to even record this video. But let's just see, just for shits and giggles, what he has to say. An infectious disease specialist. Ooh, then you know he's serious. And a member of Mr. Biden's. Oh, you know what? CBS? Good on you. Recently appointed COVID-19 advisory team spoke with Yahoo Finance on Wednesday about measures the U.S. could take to curtail the virus's spread. Don't kill anybody with a sniffle. How about that? I'm not saying kill anybody with a sniffle, you idiots. One option, he said, is worth considering imposing a 4 to 6 week shutdown of the country while providing workers, small business owners, and local governments with hundreds of billions in financial aid to tide them over. How are you going to do that if you absolutely kill off the economy? You just going to print money? Are you just going to create hyperinflation? Oh no, right, we're all just going to move to a one world government communist structure. I understand, I totally get it. Hyperbole. But to be completely fair, this was published on the 13th. It is the 15th today. And like I said before, Anthony Fauci gave a wonderful, wonderful interview earlier today to CNN. And we'll go to that. He said that there would be no need for national lockdowns, but he also said social distancing, masks still necessary after getting coronavirus under the vaccine. How and why? Let's see. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Dr. Anthony Fauci said Sunday on CNN's State of the Union that it will be necessary to socially distance, wear masks after a coronavirus vaccine becomes available. Why? I don't know why sick people can't just do this or elderly people can't just do this, because you know, masks don't protect you people. They protect everybody else. We've known this for a very long time. But for some reason, all of you fucking COVID-tarians think that everybody needs to wear masks, and they will be wearing masks everywhere because it protects them. No, I don't know when that narrative got flipped, but it is completely wrong. Jake Tapper said, once somebody has been immunized, once the process is complete, does that mean they can take their mask off, don't have to social distance, and go about lives as before? Of course not. You're supposed to live in fear. Fauci said, I would recommend that is not the case. Of course not, because you could, on some, I already know. I haven't read this, but I'm just going to go ahead and float this one out there. You can still carry the disease, and for the sake of grandma, you should probably just go ahead and mask up and live in a bubble for the rest of your life. Let's see if I'm correct. I would recommend that is not the case. I would recommend that you have an added area of protection. Obviously, with 90+% effective vaccine, you could feel much more confident, and I would recommend to the people to not abandon all public health measures just because you've been vaccinated. He added, even though for the general population that might be 90 to 95% effective, you don't necessarily know how effective it is. So when I get vaccinated, which I hope to when it becomes my turn to get vaccinated, I'm not going to abandon completely public health measures. I could feel more relaxed and essentially not having the stringency we have right now. Well, that just seems preposterous. Listen, you can't get something. You're highly unlikely to die from the thing that you can't get at a 90 to 95% rate, and you're still not going to just fucking live like a hermit, okay? Don't plague everybody else with your fucking paranoia and just, well, even you can see here, talking straight about paranoia. I'm not going to click on the video because watching CNN is the easiest way to decrease your brain cell count. Hospitalization hit records, and of course they're going to hit records. If you keep running the fucking same tally we've had since February, of course every single day, every single state is going to hit records, okay? Hospitalizations. And how long are these people in the hospitals for? And are we overrunning the hospitals? No, there's no tangible evidence for that, but like I said, not that long ago when they were putting out all of these stringent measures that need to be taken for Thanksgiving, there was also another point in this interview that was brought up. Dr. Fauci warns U.S. likely to cancel Christmas, hints that masks and social distancing are here to stay. I wanted to also add a little bit more context to the interview there. How about, across the U.S., millions of Americans are planning on a scaled-back Thanksgiving dinner. I hope you aren't. Hopefully that if you're scared of this, for whatever reason, that you take the proper precautions, but you also spend the time with your family, because not everybody's families are doing great, and you should be checking in on your extended family and your loved ones anyways. And don't be scared of something that has the same death rate as the fucking common cold. With only members of their immediate family bubbles invited, mayors of some of America's large cities, along with governors of California, Oregon, and Washington state, who also always put in the beginning infected nursing home caregivers back into the nursing homes. They don't like to tell you that. The most recent one to come out was Jay Inslee, who is the governor of Washington. Yeah, he was a part of that nefarious cabal that included Gretchen Whitmer, Andrew Cuomo, Phil Scott in New York, and I think Roy Cooper in North Carolina, but maybe fact check me on that one. But it was definitely Whitmer, Cuomo, and Phil Scott. As the angst about spoiled Thanksgiving holidays simmer, Dr. Anthony Fauci acknowledged Sunday during an appearance on the CNN State of the Union that American families should probably prepare to skip Christmas dinner too, because you should always be in fear. Remember that, guys. Unless, of course, you just want to put on a Black Lives Matter shirt and just say that you're having a peaceful protest, and meanwhile you're ripping family photos off the wall and just yelling Black Lives Matter, then yeah, the cops will have no recourse in order to fight against you. While Dr. Fauci has repeatedly praised Pfizer and Moderna and assured the American public that the FDA's first vaccine emergency use authorization could be handed down within days, he cautioned during Sunday's interview that people could continue to wear masks and observe social distancing after they've been vaccinated. As the interview turned towards the models calling for massive numbers of COVID-19 deaths, when I seen models, I was hoping for something a little bit more uplifting. Over the winter, Dr. Fauci claimed that calls for another 200,000 deaths in the U.S. over the coming 4 months. Wait a minute, I thought that was supposed to be by the end of the year. Stop shifting the fucking goalposts, people. A rate many times higher than where we are currently. Yeah, all of a sudden, is this virus supposed to get 30, 40, 50, 60 times more deadly? I don't know. Could come to pass if people don't obey. There, I'll just end it there. If people don't obey, or people will die if you do not obey. And that's what I was saying earlier. And the fact that he's just being so bold and coming out saying that, yeah, even if people do get vaccinated, you're still going to have to wear your stupid masks. You are still going to have to be 6 feet apart from one another. And then we can conveniently use that as an excuse to continue all of our other nefarious plots that we have going on right now. I don't need to get into specifics, but mail-in voting's one of them. Yeah, and then just double back here just to prove that the headline wasn't misleading. Later in the interview, Dr. Fauci agreed with some trepidation with Jake Tapper's assessment that Christmas is probably not going to be possible. If you want to watch the 10-minute interview, by all means. I just can't stand the fucking old creep's voice anyways, and Fauci's as well. I don't know why nobody's in the media's spotlight, at least, hasn't floated the idea that we should probably just quarantine the sick and the most vulnerable. I don't know why we all need to suffer through this, but I think if you start to read between the lines, you can kind of formulate your own opinions on this. I know I certainly have, and I've put them out there for you guys to discuss and think on critically as well. So that'll hopefully do it for the stupid COVID talk here today, because this is my least favorite topic, but it's the most important one to discuss, because what's going on right now is pervasive in every single aspect of your life, and they see the power. And when I say they, I mean the government. We'll be specific whenever we use they. Understand that the power that they wield, they don't tend to give it back. And when was the last time the government took power and ever gave it back? Look at income tax just as an example. Set up to fund the fucking Great Wars. Yeah, my dick. They knew a cash cow when they seen it. Anyways, guys, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.